Hey y'all!
Hey Gallivanters!
So today we wanted to talk about something that is very important if you have any international travel planned, certainly within the next 6 months, but really probably the next year.
Next year. Yeah, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. And what we were talking about is the all-important
Passport
and passport renewals. So generally passports are valid for 10 years for adults, and you in normal times you could get a renewal done in 12 weeks.
12 weeks, yes.
But you could pay to expedite it and get it done much sooner than that. I know we got some done at one point in like 4 days. We paid a service to do it, but
and you pay for it.
yes. But that is not the case right now.
No.
So our advice to you is, if you have any travel planned, like we said, in the next year, go ahead and make sure your passport is good, or is not going to expire.
Right.
Because passports' normal processing time is taking 18 weeks and sometimes even longer.
Yes.
We've heard 18 weeks, and that's what the State Department's saying, but we've also read stories of, 6 months. So it's kind of important that you have a passport if you're going to travel out of the country.
Yes.
So part of what's going on right now is just all from last year. And
yeah, they say that the State Department was basically backlogged because so many people had let their passports expire during COVID, and now everybody's trying to get them. And so they're trying to get those processed and get them out there, and they didn't even have the expedited service at the time.
No, so during COVID, the staffing was limited and all those things, so you had all of those passports that didn't get done as quickly, and they didn't even offer appointments, which we're going to talk about in a minute. The only appointments you could get during COVID was if you had international travel within 72 hours, and it was life or death.
Yeah.
Now you can get an appointment if you have travel within 72 hours.
Yeah, you can get an appointment. You have to pay $60.
Yep. Which is what you'd have to pay anyway.
Right. And then you have to prove that you have travel within 72 hours.
The challenge is that you used to be able to schedule appointments online, and they've taken that away, and you have to call in. Well, apparently that line just stays busy nonstop. So getting an appointment is truly
a headache.
A Herculean task. Yeah. So,
but they are saying that you can also contact your Senate or congressman and hopefully get it a little quicker, or get a quicker response anyway. But the problem with that now is they're getting backed up with 50 plus people. So it's basically you're just kind of standing in line.
Yeah, you can, if you need an appointment, they can help expedite that process. They can't expedite the actual passport, but they can help you get an appointment. But yes, some of the offices, we read stories where they're getting bombarded now with requests, and so I read one story where a guy said he called in, and the congressional office told him that he had 50 people ahead of him trying to get appointments. So, at the end of the day, guys, make sure you understand when your passport expires and what the country you're traveling to requires, because that's the other piece of it. Is even if your passport's still valid and is going to be valid during your entire trip, there are a lot of countries that require you to have 6 months after the trip starts.
Right.
And a lot of people don't think of that. So just to give you an idea, of the countries that, and this is just a few of them. There's a complete list probably on the State Department, or just look at whatever country you're wanting to go to. But ones that require you to have 6 months left on your passport. I know Greece is one of them.
Greece, Italy, French Polynesian.
Yeah, so like Tahiti.
Yep. We've got the Netherlands, Thailand,
Yeah,
and I think Singapore.
maybe. Yeah,
There's a lot of them, but that's just some to name a few.
Some of the kind of more popular vacation spots. And then on the flip side of that, though, there is a list of countries that don't require that. They only require that your passport be valid while you're there. Mexico and Canada are both on those, so those are kind of ones that I know a lot of folks like to go to.
Yep. The UK,
Yep.
the Philippines.
Yep. And there's obviously more.
Yeah.
I don't remember the whole list.
Yeah.
But so check those requirements, because if you're going to a place that requires 6 months after, and you're, depending on when your trip is, I mean, that's why we're saying go ahead and send your passport in, because it's going to take months.
The last thing you want to do is have this trip planned out, the trip of your dreams,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden you realize you can't go to that country because your
Passport's
passport's going to expire.
So the other issue is not just getting your passport in time for the travel, but then if you're going somewhere that requires a visa, you have to have a valid passport to do that. And some visas can take a long time. I know. So we have this lovely Russian visa. That didn't happen. That was a trip that got canceled because of COVID. But we had to get that, and again, I think we ended up paying a company to do it,
Yep.
More just to make sure the paperwork was right and all of those things. But there are companies that will do that for you and expedite, but it gets really pricey.
Yeah, it does.
Those visas were extremely pricey, and of course we couldn't use them,
Which hurt.
Yes. So, but that still took a while to get those, even with that. So. Just know, if you are traveling somewhere that, say, does require a visa, and then you're trying to get this passport and an appointment within 72 hours, unless you're going somewhere that has like an instant visa or an e-visa, like I think Turkey's one of the places that has that. If you're going somewhere where you physically have to send this in and wait a week or two to get your visa, you're not gonna make it.
That's what I was gonna say. The scariest part was sending this thing in.
Yeah.
Because you have to make sure you schedule plenty of time with the whole passport, visa, because like she said, you do have to send your passport in order to get the visa, and it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is. So we just wanted to throw that out there to make sure you guys were aware of that process, and I guess we neglected to clarify this. We probably should have clarified this in the beginning. This is obviously for our United States-based viewers.
Yes.
Don't know anything about your passport processes anywhere else. Sorry about that. But my guess is that it's probably a similar situation everywhere. I mean, just with COVID and places getting the government getting overrun with requests.
Yep.
But yes, this is obviously specific to the U.S. passports. So we hope this helps. Get your passport renewed, or if you don't even have a passport, go get your passport as soon as you can, just so you know you will have it back. And even if you don't have a trip planned currently, you'll be able to take a spontaneous trip.
That's right.
So get that done. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up.
Hit that subscribe button.
Also, share this video. If you share it on social media with maybe friends or groups that may like this kind of information or need this kind of information, that would help us out a ton. Don't forget to ring the bell.
Dingy dong.
So you'll be the first to know when new content comes out. And until then, just remember,
Live your best life.
bye y'all.
See ya.